Blessed are all of you, brothers of the earth. I am Pallas Athena, and blow upon you my love. My words reach your heart, and that my sublime intentions convince you the good, because this is the only way that I offer you, because I am always. I meet at this time with many of your brothers so that we can emanate the light of healing, truth, balance and harmony in favor of all of you who live in the blue orb. Are embodied, disembodied, animals, plants, everything we touch now with our help to move you in progress. In order that your evolution is give harmoniously, fluent, positive, strong. And that will become beautifully and encourage you to be propagators of the love for you and moves you gives life. We are gathered to your aid at this time, and as announced and released before, we rely on your motivation to work for progress, not only of yourself, but of the whole orb. Everyone is responsible for this change, so everyone needs to do something about it, do not agree? Those who most want to transform the world should be the most if they offer work and dedication to this cause. When they want, but do nothing, become complicit in an evil that do not want to see and witness around. When crave, but do not rise, it is as if they agreed with what happens. And you all can do something. Although it is a word of love, a thought of kindness, forgiveness, optimism, certainty, peace, something you can donate. And here I am telling you this because I want to harvest your offerings to light. What you have to offer it in this day. Because many are your requests to her. Now it is she who asks you something, what you have in hand now, to offer it. What is your offer? What is the treasure that delivered to life, treasure of his actions, I say? Which ones are they? They are proportional to what they expect to receive the light? If yes, just you are. If not, have been unfair in your attitudes. So, to be fair, deem the proportion who wish to receive, it is for your act of giving the well the solutions, not only for themselves, but for the whole world, will flow and find open paths to demonstrate. Work for change, and I promise you that the light with you, every step will, assertive and safely. The light illuminates the paths that sojourn in favor of good. However, the light may not illuminate who is not walking. Who still does not need light, because their movement ceased. But who walks, need lighting, to take certain steps, so as not to hurt, to walk unerringly in the direction you want and need to go. Harvest your prayers as a gardener reaps the most beautiful flowers from her extremely flowery garden. There are so many. They are beautiful, your prayers are moved to love. However, I would like to remember the word is contained in the prayer. Action, movement, attitude. Pray and act, prayer. Do not pray and then lie down on the pillow as if nothing else had to be done. Now, beloved, the forces that you can only help those who help you move. What you said about light who is stopped. Well then, this is the beginning. The light cannot anchor who refuses to do something. And flee to dress with the excuses that are not ready and who have nothing to offer because everyone has treasures to offer. And in answer to your prayers, I present myself as your guardian of the path of evolution, in order to reap your offer to the light. You ask and I want to tell you that are always heard, unconditionally heirs. Now, what they are willing to offer in return. Is there anything that want to offer the light? Or only expect to receive it some largesse? These questions do you reflect on this day, because the work on earth is great and gradual. And all you need to fulfill the purpose of the Creator, which is the progress and the good of all. And once again, I ask you, beloved of God, what is your offer? What we propose to do today for a better world? What is your initiative from today? Where they want to work to build? Do not feel ready? So pontificum, study, engage, Break your limits in love and perseverance and become servants prepared and polished by the light, so that they can cooperate with your project Universal Evolution. They need wisdom? There it in abundance being shed on the earth. They need resources? They will flow, but first need to externalize the most of resources, and it is in you, the goodwill. All features arise when they get up to go with the resources they already have in hand. No appeal may be offered if you do not get up. For many children of God remain seated in the hope of provision, to then go ahead. However, the provision finds you on the road. This is where it arises and not before. Because it is a consequence of your first step. They need only goodwill so that the step is performed. And it can be given today, right now, if they wish and to commit to the light and themselves above all. They can live life sitting in banks and feeding on the trees next to you, or can, yourself, plant these trees. The wisdom I do understand my words. Because if every plant, all harvest, and at the end, there are more than enough for everyone, and that is the full abundance, when all work and strive for it. I watch many of you complaining about the look of the windows to life they would like for the future that aims to try, and the world who long to be real. However, I would that all these lamentations were converted into attitudes and inner motivation. If anything can make out, do inside, then the doors will open outside. All things are possible to you, but not everything is likely to happen to you. Because to that likely to validate you need to combine the possibility with the motivation and action. Fill your lungs the air and with that breath of life, feed up force, and stand to be those who change the world. Why is this march that all the hosts that guide you march with you until victory is achieved? And I want to renew in you good beliefs and certainties on this day. Not refuse to believe that it can. Not refuse to believe that any solution exists and is accessible. Do not accept to put you down, do not allow superficial problems destroy your foundation. The superficiality cannot have more power than what is profound. Do not give up because there have been challenges and setbacks, do not give up if you actually reveals an unfavorable picture. Because favoritism springs from you and is answered by the reality and not the other way around. Do not stop walking, do not cease to work, do not give up believing. Do not give more heed to fear than courage. Pay attention to fears only to heal them and give them the antidote of action. Do not give up to believe they cannot take the reality of others as a reference, because the only reference of which need is to make sure your heart. Nurture yourself and give it back to those who try to discourage you. For you that the floor is allowed to stay are not happy to see the next foot, because see the other raised is an affront to their cowardice and inertia. Remain whimpering in the mud of coitism when you are all God's creators, able to change any reality. Able to create the world and the life they desire. So I never see you with victims before, come wake them up to your divine truth. Awaken and be the difference today and always. Attentive to you, remain. The green rope is always extended to your aid, but the work to hold it and climb the walls of the emotional and spiritual dungeon is yours. I'll be the light that motivates you always. But it should be every day, your main source of strength. Give yourself the best you can, and I assure you that by that I better fluorine aid, protection, favor and light in order to be full in every way. Blessed are all of you. I am Athena, your ally.